Hey guys, Sandy here, and I'm back with my Citrus Twist kit for the month of November. And I've pulled out a couple papers. I've also pulled out this wood veneer word that I put some Nouveau crystal drops on. I did this a couple days ago and just wanted to try it out and see what it did. And I think I'm going to try to use that on this layout. And then I have these two fabulous photos of my daughter asleep on the airplane. So let's see what I can do with them.
So I've got my stack of papers, and the first thing I'm going to do is use this great pattern here. Now this is the B side. The A side has stars on it, and I really struggled with whether I wanted to use this side or if I wanted to use the stars and do something fun with them. However, I just really liked this paper for this layout, so that's what I did. And I finally did not use this as scalloped paper, so hooray me. I actually used the pink stripe on this side, and I'm just looking at this and deciding that I need something between the photos and that striped paper. So I pull out this mint, it's like a minty tealy cardstock, and I'm just going to map my photos on top of that and just give it a small border. So it's not going to be like hugely thick or anything. The thicker border is actually going to be that carousel paper, that pink and white diagonal stripe. And as you can see, I knocked my Fiskars trimmer piece right on off. Do you guys do that? Anybody that uses this kind of Fiskars trimmer or the similar ones like the other models, do you do that? Like my little trimmer piece pops off all the time. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. So I decide that this time I'm going to use this white page as my background. And usually when I've been using this white cardstock that comes in the Citrus Twist kit, I end up doing some sort of mixed media stuff on it. And this time I decided I'm not going to. Like I'm not going to make this something mixed media-y. It's just not going to go that way. What I decide to do is cut off the edges of this paper, this beautiful striped paper, and use the white as my mat. Now I took off a 1/2 inch down the side where all of the lines, you saw all of the colors, and I took a 1/4 inch off of that taupey color on the top and the washed out denim color on the bottom. And that's because I did not want my blocks to be completely uneven. Like I didn't want you to see this, all of a sudden you saw like a skinny color block when all the other blocks were kind of the same size. This yellow stripe is what I use across the page here. I just decided to do it up at the top, and that is just a branding strip. And sorry, I was super thirsty while I was doing this layout, and I just kept grabbing my tea. And I also kept knocking into the tripod. I'm still super thirsty and I'm still drinking my tea. Okay, now I pulled out a bunch of the ephemera pieces, and I knew that I wanted to use these yellow flowers. Couldn't even say flowers. I knew I wanted to use these yellow flowers because I had pulled them out for a previous layout and did not use them. So I decided that it would be the perfect layout to do here because it's about my daughter. She's a girl and flowers, and she likes pretty flowers, I guess. I don't know. See, I can justify anything I use on any page with some sort of reason. Like I can make that reason work. I can justify it like a champ. So I decide that I'm going to use this carousel paper with all the labels, and I'm cutting out just a couple of the labels here, and I'm tucking them around because I don't have a lot of die cuts or ephemera or other pieces in the kit. So I mean there are a ton of die cuts in this kit, but not these big. I need like big pieces to go around my photo. And I'm just kind of thinking like something's going to go right here. And I used these new Pop-Tarts that I got at Hobby Lobby today. And I gotta say, these Pop-Tarts are like thick. And they really push that flower up high. And I didn't want it up that high. So I grabbed these Gossamer Blue stickers. And I'm just adding a little bit of extra to the page. Like it needs a little bit of extra oomph. And here's where I decide that those pop dots are just way too thick, and I just get a little bit of fun foam and place it on the back of my flower so it can be raised up just a little bit. Like I want it to be different than the flowers that came from this Gossamer Blue sticker sheet that I'm pulling off. And I decide that I'm going to add a couple of these little hearts too. Like I've just decided that these colors are kind of muted, kind of like this background paper, and I'm just going to use them. Now, I do label this little banner right over top of the rose, and I like it. Like, I'm completely happy with it. And I'm just kind of messing around and seeing what I want to do. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to bring in this cork piece that says about a girl, so I might as well bring in some more of these cork pieces. And they're all leaves, and I'm just trying to figure out where exactly I want them. And I'm tucking them underneath of the rose just so that they peek out. And I like the look of this. And I think about putting one there too, but I think that that's just way too much right there. Like it's just too much, so I take it off. But what I do decide to do is immediately place it on the other rose that's going to be going up here on the upper part of the page. And that little tab up there next to the rose up at the top also has that rose print on it, and so does that tag that I pulled out. So that's the reason why I pulled out that tag. It's not for weekends or whatever else that tag says on there. Now I go back to my old faithful foam squares that I buy from Michael's, and they're a little bit thinner as well. And I'm just going to pop that star up there. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking that I should grab like my Wink of Stella or my Spectrum Noir glitter pen and add some glitter to some of these bits, but I never do. And I don't think I did when I finished the page either. Like I don't think I like turned off the camera and was like, oh shoot, I forgot to do this. So I'm messing with this little cluster that I'm creating up here at the top, and that ticket sticker says admit to, but I don't need the to there, so I'm just going to cover that up. And there's like a little bit of a ledge there where I have multiple layers of paper on some parts and not on other parts. So I just grab a little scrap piece of paper and place it underneath that cork piece so it's not leaning when it's sticking on the page. It's more flat. And then I'm just going to add this flower here with that little cork leaf that I've added to it. And then I'm going to add the star here, and I forgot that I had pop dotted up the other star, so now in a few moments I'm going to realize that, and I'm going to pop dot the star up again. And I'm just pulling off some more of these stickers from these Gossamer Blue sticker sheets that I have because I really, like I said, I'm really enjoying using them with these colors. And I find these little birdies, and I don't know why I put them on the page other than we are flying in an airplane and birds fly. See, boom, I can justify any sticker I want. Okay, so here's where I remember that I pop dotted the other star, so I get that one up on the page as well. And I was just kind of removing some of the ATG glue that had kind of globbed on the end of that cork leaf right there. Now I know that I've got my pretties going on, so now I have to figure out where, like what I'm going to do down here. And I had thought that this label that I had cut out would be perfect, like to nestle that little yellow flower right in the label. And I'm going to cut out a couple more, and voila, they are cut out and on the page. And I was thinking about using that cork here just because I needed a little bit more cork down here since I had cork going on in the other two clusters. And my title is going to be Best Photos, and this wood veneer that I used at Nouveau Drops on turned out great. Now I used lavender, I believe it was Nouveau Drops. Let me look. Nope, Sweet Lilac. So it is purple, but on top of that wood veneer and with all those muted colors, it reads more pink to me, so I'm going with it, especially on top of this yellow. Like it reads more pink, and I'm okay with that. And that was just me figuring out that I wanted photos right there. and I'm trying to figure out where I can put these little cork leaves. Sorry about my head there. So I decide to put the best right there because it's going to have photos on it shortly. And now I've just got to figure out how I want the clusters to look down here. So I decide to bring that floral down. I have two of the same sticker sheets, and this is the only floral that is there. So I decided to go with that and bring down my little cork leaves, and that larger leaf covers up the rest of the weekend saying on that tag perfectly. So I go ahead and tuck that there, and then I have the smaller leaf, and that guy's going to tuck down below on the bottom. So I end up using all of my cork pieces except for one, and that is that like that starburst one that says Fall in Love that you see on the right hand side of the screen right there. Now I had to go get some fun foam because I wanted this to be popped up a little bit. Like I wanted a little bit of dimension here on this particular label because this is where my journaling was going to go. And then I just popped this star up as well. And then I'm going to grab the stickers and use some of these hearts because I have the hearts up at the top, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring the hearts down below. Now I wanted to use those frosted acrylic clouds because this is an airplane photograph, but I kind of forgot about them, so I did not actually make it on to doing that. I ended up with birds but no clouds like I wanted. And then I pull these little black and white stars and put one in each cluster as well, but I don't like the look of it. Like, it's a little bit too stark. Everything else is kind of soft and maybe not muted. Like, the background's muted and everything else is kind of soft and just kind of flows into it, but those stars just didn't. So I pull off one of the chipboard like ticket banner type things, and I put that on there with one of the sticker banners from the Gossamer Blue sticker sheet. And then I pull out the chipboard again, and I'm going to use these hearts. And I'm just going to move them about the page, and I'm just like figuring out the best place that I want them to go, where I think they look good. And you know, I mix around the colors a little bit and move them just a little bit around until they look pleasing to my eye and I'm happy with it. And then this last little heart I'm going to tuck right there next to the word best. And here's those clouds. So when I remember them, I'm like, oh, I've got these clouds. But I just put them away because they don't really fit. So I grabbed these Daily Flash letter stickers here, and I'm just putting down the word photos. And then after I have this word down, I'm going to realize that that heart's a little bit high for where I want it. So I'm just going to bring it down ever so slightly, and I just think it just looks a little bit better like that. And now I'm going to find a pen and I'm going to fill in my journaling. Oh, this is where I'm like, oh, there's something else. There needs to be something there. It's too much of a white space. So that cork piece looks just like the one above that says about a girl, but it says about a boy. So I just decided to flip it over and just use the decorative side of it without the text. Now I am going to go ahead and throw some twine in my tag, and then I'm going to do some Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine, and that'll finish this layout. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate every thumbs up and comment and subscription I get, and I still have plenty of this Citrus Twist kit left, so stay tuned to see what I do with it. I'll see you guys soon.